So I'm here with you to share the little knowledge I have on cervical cancer. Do you know, at first, 60 plus women was what comes in mind when we talk of cervical cancer. But now there is a sudden change. Teenagers get affected of this cancer. It is the leading cause of all death in Ghana now and in the world. Now, statistics shows that about 2,500 women die of this cancer annually. Cervical cancer is preventable and curable. My fellow women, if you start to feel itches around your private parts or yeast infections, please do not stay in your house and treat yourself. Kindly visit any hospital, and if that does not cure, when treated in the hospital, ask for cervical cancer test. We should make it a habit to go for this test every 2 or 3 years. The visual inspection with acetic acid is the cheapest test that costs around 30 Ghana cedis, which helps to inspect your vagina to check for infections. The cancer can be treated only when it is diagnosed in its early stage, and it can be prevented when a teenager who is not above 16 years takes the human papilloma virus vaccine and check it every 2 to 3 years. Let's all help to spread the news of cervical cancer to save lives. Thank you.
Every day in the mirror I see a woman, and every time I look in my mind I see that woman, a wonderful woman, an African woman, mother of nature, beautiful woman, beautiful woman. But you're my whole fantasy. Wonderful woman, beautiful woman, beautiful woman.
Dr. Padmon. Oh, okay.
Your cervical cancer test is suspicious.
Doc, what do you mean by my cervical cancer test is suspicious?
That's what the result says.
So, Doc, please, what do I do now?
You have to come to the hospital tomorrow.
Then I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Doc.
See you tomorrow.
Alright, so I want to check on the system first. So Faustina. So Madam Faustina, like you said, your cervical cancer test is suspicious. We'll have to do a retest for you. It's a very short procedure. I'll take you in there, position you and do the procedure for you. Please, are you ready? Alright, so clean, let's move. This way.
Good afternoon. My name is Doris Ajay, and I'm a nurse midwife in Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Ridge Hospital. Yes, cervical cancer is cancer of the neck of the womb of a woman. So the cervix is basically the end of the womb, which protrudes into the woman's vagina. That part of the woman's body is that part where a baby comes out from when the woman's pregnancy ends. That is the same place where the period comes out of. And then it's the same place a sperm can go through for a woman to get pregnant. So for cancer of the cervix to occur, then it means the woman has lost a great deal. So it is basically cancer of the cervix or the neck of the womb. And we have causes. We don't actually have one cause. It is caused by a virus which is called human papilloma virus, HPV for short. And this virus can be gotten through sexual intercourse. Before this woman gets into contact with the HPV, then she might have had sex with someone who has been infected with the HPV. So what we say is women or young women shouldn't have sex early in life. So one of the risk factors, these are what I'm going to mention, is having sex before the age of 20 years. This lady is at risk of getting into contact with the HPV. Secondly, if a mother or a sister of the same family has ever had cervical cancer, then her daughters are, at risk of developing cervical cancer. The next one is if a woman has HIV or she's HIV positive, then she's at high risk. And we also say that women who have had many children, more than 5, are also at risk of cervical cancer. These are some of the risk factors. Another one too is if a woman smokes cigarettes. We know how cigarette is linked with cancers. So once a woman is smoking cigarette, then there's nicotine in this cigarette which can go into the system and affect that part of the cervix which can be affected with cervical cancer. Okay. So every lady, like I said before, once you are age 21 and you have had sex before, you are at risk of having cervical cancer. So it means that lady should check her cervix every time, periodically, to be sure that she's not being affected. If you come in to our clinic for the test to be done, we counsel you to let you know, like I'm saying, how it is caused, what can happen, and then we explain things to you. A small instrument is put into the woman's vagina to see the cervix because it's far up in the vagina. And then there are 2 types of the tests, or even 3. One is a visual inspection of the cervix with acetic acid. We use acetic acid, which is commonly vinegar, and we use it to wash the cervix, and after 1 minute the result is given. It's either positive or negative. If it is positive, it means that you have come into contact with the human papilloma virus and treatment can be done. If it is negative, it means that you are okay and you can come back 3 to 5 years for a recheck. And this VI is done for women between the ages of 25 and 45. Then the other one is pap smear and HPV DNA. Pap smear is just taking a swab or a specimen from the vaginal walls and then the cervix, and it is taken to the lab and the result comes out. If it is negative, then you are free to go and recheck also within 3 to 5 years. If it is positive, it tells us specifically that you are either at stage 1 or stage 2 of cancer, and then the doctors will see to you. Then we have the DNA test, which is also HPV DNA, which picks out, it's a lipid-based test. When it is done, it comes out to say that you are either having a very particular type of HPV. Let me go back a little. The HPV which can cause cervical cancer is type 16 and 18. We have a lot of types, but the ones that cause cervical cancer is a type 16 and 18. So when the HPV test is done, which is the liquid-based cytology or liquid-based test, it comes out to say that you are either having this particular type 16 or 18 or any other type, and then we take it from there. So these are some of the tests that are done, but a small instrument is put into the woman's vagina to be able to see the cervix, and then the test is done. This is how the test is done. Okay, as I spoke, I said when the VI is done for the 25-year-olds to the 45-year-olds, that one is done, and immediately if you are positive, the treatment is done. We do either cryotherapy or thermal coagulation. It's a big word, but it's just to destroy the abnormal cells there, and the woman is good to go home and then rechecks after 1 year. But if the pap smear comes out to be positive, then depending on the stage at which the woman's cervix or result is reached or reaches, then a treatment is given. And this treatment also depends on where the woman's cervix is at. So I can't mention specifically what is done, but usually when the woman has cervical cancer, depending on the stage, then chemotherapy is done. That's chemo treatment or radiotherapy or both. So these are the basic things that are done. We will not say that it kills or it doesn't kill, but cervical cancer with all cancers, once it is detected early, then treatment can be done and the woman's life can be saved. But if it reaches a stage where nothing can be done, then it spreads into the other parts of the body, and this woman is likely to die. But you can't look into somebody's face and say that she has cervical cancer or she has gotten into contact or it has started. So every woman who has ever had sex before needs to check her cervix, and at the very early stage something can be done about it. We don't have to wait for the woman or for your cervix or for the cancer to spread to other parts of the body before treatment, because treatment is very expensive, and the torture and the pain the woman goes through affects the whole family. So if a woman is at 34 or 40 years and she develops cervical cancer, it means the whole family is going to suffer. Money goes in, her pain that she's going through, going to visit her in the hospital and back is another, heartbreaking thing. So we don't have to wait till a woman gets cervical cancer for the treatment to okay. Yes, it's true that it happens from the age of 30, so between 30 and 60 years, then you'll be checking. But again, VIA can be done, or HPV DNA can be done. So if I am having sex and I'm age 21, I can walk into a clinic like the Ridge Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Reproductive Health Unit, to have the test done, or come in to talk to any of the staff here, and we'll give you some counsel, and then we'll take it from there. So once you have ever had vaginal sex before, then you may have gotten into contact with HPV, and then we need to, get to be tested so that early detection will save a life. So once you are a youth, you are a woman watching me, and you've ever had sex, you are likely to have come into contact with HPV. So you need to visit the health facility. Ridge Hospital or Greater Accra Regional Hospital, we are open to everybody. Come and then we can talk. Thank you.